Hey, what's up, social media? Ben here, coming at you with another review on a thing in a box. Today, I'm continuing going over a few of the SeHa girls, known in Japan, or the Sega Hard girls in North America. If you didn't see the last video, they have a TV series where they go to college, they get grades based on the games they play and the scores they do. Very cute, very fan servicey, check it out if you're not like, crazy. So, today I thought I'd show you my favorite SeHa girl, known as Saturn. This one being in a wide box with a thin top. Wow. What what a figurine this is gonna be, I bet. And also, I'm gonna show you my top 10 favorite Sega Saturn games. And this time, it was called the same thing in both America and Japan, so I'm not gonna be fronting like the Mega Drive video. So yeah, let's take a look. So, let's check out what's in the Sega Saturn SeHa Girl box. Ooh, that one opened very nice, very easy. Didn't have to crease no cardboard on accident. Wow. You didn't know, Saturn of the three systems has to be by far my most played one. Growing up, this is the system where I have most of the games from when I was a kid. Very good. Like, can't even believe like how badly they must have marketed this for it to like lose so hard to PlayStation. My family got most of their stuff like used later, so like, Saturn, I was getting that when like PS2 was sort of coming out, and boy did I not even notice it was an old system. Wow. Gotta protect the knight style ponytails. I mean pigtails, I don't know, I never had any. Wow. 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 Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Very, very sweet fighting staff pose thing. What are these supposed to even go into? Oh, you see there are little blue squares. Little blue squares with the Japanese on them. Maybe they're not Japanese, but Wow, they went with the gray Saturn because this is the Japanese one after all. So, but very sweet, very sweet. To play my Japanese games, I ended up modding a Saturn, not doing a chip that lets you play all systems, because who as a kid knew you could order shit like that online. But just unsolder 2 points and then resolder another 2 points. Voila, you have yourself a Japanese region console. It's actually real easy to like do. region mods. But man, this stand, I can't stand how nice it looks. The blue buttons, black, with the Japanese Saturn logo. Wow. And this girl got the green eye, the blue eye, all the buttons on her chest of the Japanese controller that's white. Got the red to black gradient on the shoes. Dang. Very cool. The Nights into Dreams hat, because they didn't have no Sonic games on there, besides maybe Jam and R and whatever, but no real Sonic games. So they had to flex the Night in the Dreams. You know. Oh yeah, let's put these little blue things on first. Woo! This is gonna be sick, guys. This is gonna be sick. Oh my goodness. Oh man. The little staffs going to the blue things. Oh shit, man. I mean, oh goodness. Sorry, I'm super excited. Sorry about me cursing and stuff. But I can't help it. She my favorite. Well, I know she won't fall once I get her in there. Boy, oh boy, do I gotta get her in there. Wow, there you go. Because she has detachable hands, so I'm sure that's why they had the crazy little blue Saturn logo squares, if you couldn't tell. There's the Saturn logo on these boys. Wow, I cannot tell you how extremely pleased I am with this. Like, crazy nice. Oh my goodness. Crazy. So yeah. So as we're fawning over Saturn, let me tell you about my top 10 favorite Saturn games. So I would say number 10. This is going to be a nostalgia blinder one. I'm going to have to go with Grandia. It was a Japanese only release. You could get it in English on PS1. Probably the way to go. But I had a friend who just went to Japan, and he went there with a Japanese class, like the language class. And so I forced him to read all this stuff while we played. And it was so funny watching him struggle to read and translate. Because, like, it's one thing to understand a language, but to translate, man, it's a whole other thing. But, yeah. There's the awesome whole Sega logo with the red to black gradient. Very beautiful stuff. This game, you start as a lad and become a boy, and, you know, RPG stuffs. Would recommend this. Very good game. Very mystical, magical game. And good memories with that friend. Me and him played that shit for hours. And my number 2, this is one I played with the old grandma. One of the few games she could just destroy anyone in. She is super good at puzzle games. And Baku Baku is a puzzle game, so couldn't tell you how little I've ever beaten her. But with this game, what's unique about it is you get groups of food shapes together, and then you have to get an animal head to touch the food shape to eat the food. And, you know, that's that. And as you eat the food, you drop more food and squares on your opponent, you know. And boy, I tell you, this game is very fun. Probably one of the more fast-paced, extremely good, competitive puzzle games. This is a good one. You can get your friends that hardly play anything. They played a cell phone game, they'll have fun playing this. So Baku Baku, a very good game. Would recommend. And if you saw any of my earlier videos, you would have seen the inside of Enemy Zero as my number 7. I had to put it in my top 10 because this is one of the only games that really got my heart racing from a scary perspective. Competitive, that's another story, but from a scary perspective, this is by far the scariest game I've played. It's got an enormous amount of discs because it's got such high-tech graphics, but you know, for the time they were insane. But very fun. You fight invisible aliens walking around, and you can't see. Said it the best on the back. Your worst enemy is one you cannot see. They did it perfectly. Though it's got some comically bad graphics in certain times, but I really enjoy that kind of thing. You know, if a game's so bad I laugh and it's still playable, I really like it. And then my number 6, this one's gaining a little more traction, but for a while there it was pretty well unknown. But I played the heck out of this series when I was little. Like, this was one of my favorite games to just try and get far in. It was super frustrating though, because you can't tell if a platform's still in the background or actually jump onable in certain areas. Like when you're on like the clock tower stuff in the end. But in this, you're a wind-up knight playing with a bunch of toys, traversing a house, trying to save some plastic princess. You know, some real good kid stuff. You know, Clockwork Knight 1 and 2, very good. Like, don't even understand how it's so good. And no one really heard about it until like the last like 3-4 years, and it's been out forever. And then like for my number 6, I'm gonna have to go with straight up funny. Not funny in a bad way, straight up funny. And it's a point and click adventure called Blazing Dragons. It's got some British humor, but just think of like a spoof game where you're like this dragon named Flicker, and you go around, you save the dragons of the round table, and then you try and become knighted. This is the jester guy. He's like some real funny stuff, point and click stuff, kind of like King's Quest, but actually funny in like, you know, long boxes. Am I right? But yeah, very fun game. Would recommend. I don't want to ruin much of the story because that'll actually like take a lot away. But if you have a chance, Blazing Dragons is incredible. Would recommend. And then, so this game, I played a whole lot, and I actually can't believe a movie tie-in is like so well known and accredited for being good now. Like, shout out to people not judging a book by its cover. But Die Hard Arcade, it started as, I believe, a Double Dragon 3D game, and then since Die Hard was getting so big, they called it, you know, Die Hard Arcade. It's about you saving like the president's daughter or some over the top BS like in the movies. But man, is this a fun 3D beat 'em up experience to play with friends. And like, I can't even explain to you. It's like you can sort of beat each other up, you know, and you could sort of tell at the end it's kind of like Double Dragon because I believe you fight each other. I haven't played this one in a while, but when I was little, man, I could never beat that guy who had all the furniture popping out the walls at the end. It wasn't until recently I figured out that like deep command or whatever that that real piece of junk arcade game in here earns you extra lives while playing. And in recent years, I finally like played it until I had a crazy amount of lives, and then just dunked on the game. And the ending was, kind of like Double Dragon. Very cool. Would extremely recommend. And then this one, number 4. You're gonna notice it's a very bad game. But this has some of the funniest deaths in gaming. And so Siberia, you're in Siberia, who would have thought? All the computer puns in the world could be said about this. And it's about an alien or something in Siberia. I wouldn't want to ruin too much of the deaths, but it's oh, I forgot to stop walking. I walked off a cliff. Very stupid stuff like that. Very ugly animations. Very awkward, Uncanny Valley type scary, ugly, creepy stuff. Very, very thinking they're ahead of their time when they're really just a stupid bad game. It's so funny. I can't believe it. And then for my number 3, I think y'all could guess. It's the Nights into Dreams. I couldn't decide, if it was the Christmas edition or the original. I genuinely play this every year around Christmas. I love going through that first world, hearing all the Christmas versions of the music. And then they have if you set the date to April 1st, you get that red Knights guy. You get all sorts. Very good with the Easter eggs. You could play as Sonic. You could play as basically all. This is the super awesome Easter egg DLC that they gave out at Christmas. And then, this is the legendary game that everybody talks about. Very good. You're one of these two kids dreaming. Knights protects them from nightmares. Sort of like an arcade style sort of game while fighting a boss at the end of each level. Very good. Very good. I can't even explain. They need to do more with this mascot. Talk about a cute, awesome idea. Very, very emoted with no words. And that's the best kind of video game character. So, I forgot. Let's see what the disc is here. And with the snowflakes and everything. Only the winter. Sonic Team. That's the real Sonic game by the Sonic Team. Forget Sonic Jam or Sonic R. And then number 2, we got a spaceship shooter. I played, I got Galactic Attack and all that other junk. Not really the Japanese ones, but this one, boy, I tell you what, this one, I've seen every ending. I don't understand why it's got a styrofoam insert. In the comments, let me know if you have this game. If there's a weird insert for the backing of the case, or if I got jugged in my youth when I bought this for buying stuff when you're 10, it's going to be a little easier to get. But yeah, very good. Fish themed. Don't understand the fish theme. All the endings are so different, wild, and ominous that you can't tell if you're playing an arcade game or if you're a man on a spaceship. Good 2-player action. Helly cheat codes. Amazing branching paths. Tons of levels. Many different bosses. The best spaceship shooter bosses I could imagine. I just, this is crazy. And all the Darius games, because of this, I went back. I got Darius G. I got the Super Nintendo Darius, but none of them stack up to this one. Maybe the PS1 G Darius or whatever. That's cool because you can capture enemy ships, but this is nuts. This is one of the best games ever. And then number 1 game, probably dumped the most time into it. And I also used to use the case as a bowl for pistachios and pistachio shells while I looked at the combos. I don't know if you can see how crusty and salty the inside of this case is, but man, I had this game. This is one of the first games I got on Sega Saturn. This is the same copy. Branching path, side-scrolling beat 'em up, 6 players, Guardian Heroes. Like, you can't get it in English, get it in Japanese. If you can't get it in Japanese, hopefully find a good emulation of it. Because, oh wait, or Xbox 360, that's right, they got the remaster. You know, shout out. Very good game, like incredible anime cutscenes with the branching paths, with the multiple endings, with all the unlockable characters in a versus mode. This game ate up so much time, bar none, the most playtime out of any game on the Saturn for me. Like actual combos, like quarter circle moves, tapping until you do all sorts of crazy combo fighting game style beat 'em up. Unbelievable. Like if you have a chance to play this, snag it up on 360 while it's still available, because this is just unbelievable. No joke. Crazy good. Crazy good. Yeah. So that's all my favorite games. Especially this is right up there with Smash Bros as an all-time favorite. Like you guys got to check it out. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and checking out my review on the SeHa Girl Saturn statue. And also, I hope you enjoyed those recommendations on Sega Saturn. And hopefully you can find them. And as always, remember, have a great day. Bye.